All-American shit. Who? Tyler, nigga.
Oh yeah, of course.
Come on, you already know that.
I mean, come on, man.
You don't never change.
You and him, y'all, you two, y'all
I'm about to
always.
do an interview with my man.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's The Voice, episode 2, and I'm here with my guy, the infamous, sometimes, most of all the time, controversy, Ike Gary, aka the Visionary. What's going on, my guy? How you doing?
I'm chilling.
Pleasure to have you on The Voice TV, man.
Like
It's a pleasure, man. We up here, we uptown. We're in front of the legendary Gaucho's Gym in the Bronx, where hip hop was created and originated. But we just want to get into a few things, you know, to familiarize the people, the viewers, with Ike. Ike Gary is someone that's around the basketball world, high school, college kids. He's mentored so many kids from New York City to New Jersey. Ike, we just want to get in a few things just so you can, you know, let the people know about you. I want to ask you first, where you from?
I'm from the Bronx.
You from the Bronx?
The block, 149.
149 in the Bronx. Okay, and what high school did you go to?
First I went to LaSalle, got kicked out on the Eagle.
You went to Catholic school
Yeah, I
at
was in
first?
Catholic school
And
first.
then you went to Eagle.
Yeah, I went to Rice for like 2 days, and then
Right.
nah, it's not gonna work.
So did you play basketball for LaSalle?
Yeah, I
You
played
played
at
for both
LaSalle.
schools?
Yeah, I got kicked out in the middle of the season.
Wow.
During the Regents. It was
Good.
like, I'm like, bro, I gotta finish this. They're like, where you going? You don't need this.
Right.
And it was just like, they kicked me out.
They kicked
It
you
was
out?
like, oh, it was crazy.
Okay. So going on forward, did you who you grew up with? Your mom? You grew up in a one-parent home or two-parent
I'm
home?
gonna be honest, I grew up with my mom and my grandmother.
You grew up with
You
your
know,
mom?
I had my step-pops though, you know what I mean?
Right.
It was really my mom's and my grandmother.
Right.
And shit like that.
Because I always see that you always, you know, show your mother so much love
That's my
when
dog.
you every
That's my
chance
best
you
friend.
get.
All the time.
Right. And I grew up in a single parent home as well.
Yeah.
My dad was in my life as well, but you know, I grew up in a single parent home
Right.
too. But you know, mom is mom. But I always see you show
Yeah,
your
my
mother so
mom-
much love.
Nah, because like, I made mad decisions in life. You know
Right.
what I mean? And every time you turn your head, she's still there. So
Right.
it's like,
That's right.
it's times that I made decisions where I question myself, but I had still, you know, dealt with me.
Right.
She was right there. So it's
doubt.
like, you know what I mean, no matter what we went through, get out my career, whatever, any of those things, my mom's still right there.
We
So
gotta
it's like,
cherish our mothers,
that's
man.
a fact. You
That's
only
a
get
fact.
one. Regardless how you feel, you only get one.
And you know, just going forward, how was it growing up in the Bronx, playing basketball and dealing with, you know, the tough neighborhood in the Bronx? 'Cause, like, I'm from Brooklyn, and you know, I've come from a tough neighborhood, East New York, Coney Island, and it'd be tough for kids, you know, growing up and trying to stay on course. So how was it for you? You know, growing up in the Bronx and still trying to stay focused.
Now, it was tough. You know, everybody wants to say their hoods was tough and all this thing. I'm not here to glorify that.
Right.
The reason why it was tough was support.
Right.
Like when I first met y'all,
Yeah.
you talk about one in your area, the whole area come out. So it was like a community thing.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have that, especially where I'm from in the Bronx. So
Right.
we didn't really have that. You had to be from the projects.
Right.
You wasn't from the projects, you wasn't gonna get really love like that. So it was like either I go in the projects and get some love,
Yeah.
but now it's a pick and choose. So if
So
I
you
go
was
in,
basically like from a tenement. up
yeah,
there
no,
uptown.
I was from a complex building.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and we was always neutral. We was always in the middle.
Right.
It was like, if I go to this project and Loop,
Right.
you know, the project is beefing.
Yeah.
You young. I don't know nothing about none of that at the
That's
time.
right.
I mean, I know, but I'm not, you know, I'm young, 12,
right.
11. I'm not thinking about that. So if you at this project is a problem because they want you to be over here on this side. You know, that was a time when it's like, you know, you had to join a gang.
Right.
And then everybody wanted you to join a gang, and I just wasn't with it. So it was just like, yo, if you in this hood, you got to be this. You in this hood, you got to be that. I just wanted to play ball. We had no courts in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I had to go to somebody's project or something, so that's
So
why
you
I
had to. So you basically had to travel
I had to travel all the hoods.
out of your complex
Yeah, to go
to
play
other
basketball.
like projects or surrounding parks to play basketball.
Or if not, then I go get the garbage cans and we just go 5-on-5.
Yeah, we all.
I had
Yeah,
garbage
yeah, we
truck.
always did that
Yeah,
in front of the
that's why
building.
I'm a mid-range
Shout out
nigga.
to the garbage cans, man. The
That's a
garbage
fact.
cans is authentic,
That's
and
a
that's
fact.
how a lot of us got our jump
more,
shots
I
together.
threw more basketball in there than garbage. That's
Right.
a crazy thing. Like, I just wake up and just play in the courtyard and just like,
Right.
damn, so we ain't got no rims. And I had to go buy rims. Remember I went to Toys R Us? I think it was, I think I had a park car gift.
Yeah.
So my mom was like, you know, what you want to get? And I got to get basketball court so everybody on the block can play. So I just got the basketball joint so everybody's out there playing and all that. And they like, yo, I mean, normally a kid would buy a gift for himself. I'm like, nah, yo, we don't got no courts.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go in the hoods and all that because there's a whole bunch of shit
gotta-
that I wasn't supposed to see
Right.
that was happening out there. And I ain't want nobody to know I seen
Right.
and witness all that. So I was just like, yo, nah, if I get the courts here, ain't got to move. So that's what it really was
Right.
about. Like that.
So that kind of leads me into my next question. What eventually, because you are a coach, you've coached a countless amount of kids, Nazari Reed, Luka Muhammad, so on and so forth. What eventually got you into youth sports and coaching youth sports and mentoring so many kids?
I quit basketball at 16.
Wow.
When I got kicked out of LaSalle, like, at the time I got kicked out of LaSalle, me and my man Joel Joy, he the old time leading scorer there now. Like, we was, he was telling me at that time, like, bro, you gotta get your life together. Like, my man Damien, Ali Mo nephew, like, all of us went to school together.
God bless Ali
You
Mo.
know, man, Ali Mo had a long talk with me too, just talking about the streets. Like, you're gonna be in it, you gotta be in it. You're not gonna be in it, leave it alone. You can't be half-assed with it.
Right.
And I didn't understand what that meant. At that time, like, man, listen, this is my hood is, this is what
You're
I
just
do.
like being naive.
Yeah, so I was being an asshole. So what happened was I never came from that, like out of that little zone that I was in, that little shell I was in. Then when I got kicked out, I tried to hoop
Out
again.
of LaSalle.
Out of LaSalle. When I got kicked out of LaSalle and I went to Eagle, my man Stan, he just kept saying, like, bro, everybody think you don't play ball, you nice, bro, why you not playing ball? But at that time, I was just straight street, like, whatever the street
The
girls,
streets
money.
had a hold of you at that
Because
time.
I thought
in
that's
your
what I
mind.
needed to do because I got
Right.
kicked out of school. I feel like, I'm in Catholic school. I'm going to public school to play basketball.
Right. It was like
who
a
go to
down-
school?
It was like you were
At that time,
downgrading.
you know what I'm saying? And I graduated in 09, so you think about it, like, besides Lance,
Right.
and maybe Keith Spellman,
Yeah, Keith
who
Spellman.
was you really saying at that time that was going to really make
A name for themselves if they weren't in Catholic school.
Exactly my point.
Right.
So I was just sitting there
Peace,
saying to
peace,
myself,
peace,
like,
peace.
yo,
Five. What's up, Five? Get Five going in the Gaucho's gym. Oh,
I
man.
kept saying to myself, like, you know what I mean? I think it's over.
Right.
And we went to the gym one time working out. Someone told me I didn't want to play ball. And I always say it like recipes Neef. Like my man Neef, he was in the streets with me. He played ball. He was about his girls and all that. So I was like, yo, I want to be like Neef. I was a little bro. I want to be like him.
Right.
He died on the court. We playing ball. He died on the court. So that game never finished. So I'm like, man, fuck, I'm playing basketball for. You know what I mean? At 16, I was just like, threw up everything. I was just traumatized. Like, yo, my man died playing basketball. That's something I love. So I don't care about it.
So
I left it alone. I left basketball alone for mad long. I graduated high school. I wanted to get in this scar right here. My man Stan came and got me like, yo, let's go play ball. I'm like, bro, I don't want to play ball. I go there, I take
really
an elbow
down.
shot. You know what I'm saying? I took an elbow shot to the eye. My eye swelled out. I had like 20-some stitches.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, it's over for basketball. Nobody talked to me about this shit no more. So I went to college. I was like, yo, man, I gotta go. I gotta figure out who I'm gonna be.
And what college did
I went to Dowling College. I lost every scholarship I ever had.
And where's Dowling?
On Long
College?
Island.
In Long
Now it's
Island.
closed down though.
Right.
I went to Dowling College and I was out there just being a regular college student, having
Right.
fun, coach talking to me, everybody trying to give me the hoops. So I started playing ball in rec centers and stuff. But, you know, you partying with girls, drunk, everything. Steven Leonard from Eagle,
Yeah.
he was the athletic director. He called me like, I think you need to get back in the gym and be around kids and X,
Right.
Y, Z. You know, I mean, get the fuck out of here. I ain't doing it. Not me.
Right.
Like, why I look like? How are they gonna follow
felt
me?
like-
because I felt like I was nothing in life. Like,
Right.
like
At that time.
At that time, like
Wow.
the only thing I felt like I could promote it at that time was join this gang that I was rocking with at the time.
Right.
So it's like, what was I teaching kids? I felt like it was nothing I could teach them. Like, man, this is who I'm gonna be. You telling me to do this at 18, 19? Like, what I'm
Right.
gonna do? So I came to the gym. I'm killing all the kids.
Right.
Man, these they suck. I don't want to fuck with them.
Right.
So that was my mindset. Like, if I'm better than y'all, there's no way y'all gonna tell me y'all got these aspirations and being something that I never had, and I'm better than y'all.
Right.
And then I had to understand ego. Like, yo, bro, you can't compete. Like,
That's right.
compete with them. And I never
Because-
understood that.
Exactly.
Because I was still young.
Right.
And then
Yourself.
yeah.
Because
You know what I'm
how
saying?
old were you when you got into coaching?
19.
You were 19
Like
years
19.
old. And how old are you now?
I'm 28.
28. Wow.
Yeah, I was
Wow.
19.
Wow.
So
Wow.
what I did was, I came back to my hood, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna try something. My little cousin had just called me before we was on the phone, Trey.
Right.
He was cool with a couple people from, Cortland.
Right.
Trey's from Patterson.
Right. And you saying Van Cortland? You
No,
saying
no,
that's,
Cortland Projects, right
That's
there.
where
Chris McCullough from.
Chris McCullough
Chris,
and
Dwight Hardy.
God bless Duncan Hines.
Yeah, Duncan Hines, all
Carlton
of them.
Hines.
Facts.
God bless Duncan Hines.
All of them.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Just to go on forward, not to cut you off. You created a forum, a chat room on Facebook
Talk
a
Your
few
Ish.
years ago. Talk Your Ish.
Yeah.
How did you come up with that whole thing to create that, and why did you suddenly get rid of it?
Oh, it's back now. I gotta get you back.
Oh, really?
now.
It's back?
I made part 3. It's back now.
Talk Your Ish
All
Part
right,
3
the
is
first-
back?
Yeah.
The voice, you're
Yeah,
hearing
we
it
just-
first
we
here.
just brought it back.
You're hearing it first
we
here.
just brought it back. We've been back for we've been back, but I just started commenting and posting in there.
Right.
Probably like 2-3 weeks ago because everybody like nobody gonna talk
Right.
if you don't say nothing.
So
I started it because that's just me. Like I talk my shit.
right.
You know what I mean? I realized like a lot of these people that you see in person, they hold so much shit inside. Like they a kid in class. Yo, I feel like this about the teacher, but I'm not gonna say nothing.
Right.
And then you be like, nah, your teacher, da da da, this and that. You say it, and nobody
Yeah.
else gonna say it. So I'm like, maybe if I connect, put the internet, because everybody express themselves on the internet.
Right.
You could be depressed at home and you get online like you're the happiest camper in the world. And that's
Right.
not true because the internet perception changed. Let me make a group because I love debating about shit.
Right.
Let's put everybody together from different places, Jersey, PA,
Yeah. And mind you,
different, different boroughs and all that.
there was people, like he said, from New Jersey, from everywhere. I mean, you can put any kid up there, their name, comment, a game went on here at the Gauchos Gym.
Anything.
Anything went down, it was free rec, free reign for anybody. You know you on the internet, there's no holding these back.
Yeah.
And
Just talk,
talk.
just talk. And I've also felt like this though, because I'm a person that, whether I like you or not, it's not about that. I always listen to the message. And I feel like sometimes I'll be able to get something out of the voice that
Right.
everybody else won't be able to get.
Right.
Or I'll probably at the same time be able to expose the voice
Right.
to people that people won't be able to expose to. And that's not necessarily negative.
Right.
It's positive. Who knew you could have did the voice TV? They'd have just looked at
Only
be
God
honest,
and me,
the first
right?
time we did Talking Ish, me and you had a little back and forth.
Yep.
And where everybody kept saying, man, you just a mascot. You just
Yeah.
this and that. Nah, yo, bro, what y'all not looking at is he's a person of community.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
I didn't have a person of community that gathered us all up. So when I look at it, I'm like, yo, he's a person of community. He didn't even go to that school,
Right.
but those his little homies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a
So
fact.
he
And he's
put-
talking about Abraham Lincoln High School.
You know, so those his little homies. And then when I seen it got real was one school and then other people come in that
Yeah.
both schools beef.
Rivalries.
I don't mention that other
Crazy.
place though, but you know what I'm saying? So when everybody started beefing
Like I said,
and all that other stuff,
Sometimes
Nah.
it almost controversy,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Ike
yeah.
Gary, the visionary.
you know what I mean? So, and I was like, yo, what it's starting to do is starting to build a continuity because the whole city is starting to talk about youth sports.
Right.
Because at that time, everybody only going to Unlimited.
Right.
So I'm like, nah, me and Cha-Ching whole goal was the kids.
Right.
Because if they don't do this, like, think about it. Quick segue. You got Jelly Films, all this other stuff like that. I love everything them young dudes did and the wave they did. And there's other fams that's behind them. Bucket
Right.
fams, everybody else.
Yeah. Shout
Now
out to
think
Bucket
about
Fam,
this,
Rome,
right?
and all of
What's
them
the
guys.
difference between that and what I might have did? You still got gangs. You
Right.
still got all those things that they'd avoided. We're not
Right.
looking at those type of things.
That's
We're not
right.
looking at the fact that all those teams and all that, those kids could have joined gangs.
That's what he joined games.
It became
That's a
basketball
fact.
games, you know what I'm saying? Like, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, it changed the narrative actually, what it was, and that's what it was all about.
It's The Voice. We back with my guy Ike, part 2 of our segment, episode 2. Ike, I want to, since you've dealt with kids you was fortunate to deal with kids on both sides of the ocean, on the river, Jersey and New York City. Can you tell me and the people what's the difference with New York City basketball opposed to New Jersey basketball in the whole tradition or atmosphere, with the difference between both?
The approach by the youth, the kids.
From where? What are you talking about now? You're speaking on
all
Jersey?
right. Jersey approach is a little bit more professional.
Okay.
The professionalism is the difference. That's all it really is. It's really the level of professionalism between the kids and the coaches, the guys that's involved. Like out here in New York, like I remember I had a lot of wars because I was out there in Jersey. Like, yo, you from New York?
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, y'all not understanding. Like, I went to New York. I was in New York, and I felt like I was the best coach. How? At 19, 21 years old.
Wow.
Now I'm over here at 22, feeling like I don't know shit. So it was like the information.
And this
that,
is when you were working with Team Izod.
with Team Izod.
Right.
It was the information that I was learning because the relationships that they had with schools.
Right.
New York man had too many relationships with schools. It's kind of like, if you go to Lincoln, then you got to play where all the Lincoln guys go.
Right.
If you go across that, then it's like, oh, yo, you're not following the rules. There was too much control going on in New York at the time because I felt like nothing was genuine. And this is my thing, like in Jersey, like they said, Jim Salmon used to say this to me. I treat it like, not to call the kids girls, that's what he said. He
You're
said,
talking about Jimmy Salmon.
Jimmy Salmon
This
from the
is,
Players.
Tim Thomas' uncle.
Yeah.
Right.
So when he had told me, like, you gotta look at her like a girl. It's your girl. You do everything you're supposed to do. She's supposed to stay with you and ride with you. But if you do everything and she leave, then that means she was supposed to leave. The same thing with the kids. If you do everything you do and everybody's genuine, what's the point of them leaving? You understand what I'm saying? Nobody could do anything to turn them against you because you already know that genuine relationship you got. And in New York, if we looked at it, it was a lot of bouncing around.
Right.
Bouncing around because everybody's fighting for control. Everybody wanted to be a handler. Everybody wanted
Like
to say,
you sound like kind of like with rap.
Yeah, that's what it
sound
was.
like rap.
That's
Everybody
what it was.
wanted to be the king
Everybody
of New York,
wanted to be the king, and that's the crazy thing. That's why I say everything that I do now, I resemble it to rap because it's like that's really what it is now. Like everything is generating around that culture. So I'm like, all right, cool. This is my mixtape. This is my album. Every project I do, if I do an event, I'll be like, this is what I feel about it. So it's a mixtape. You know, I'm gonna really put my in all into this, and that's what Jersey taught me. Like Jersey taught me, like, yo, listen, positioning, understanding basketball concepts, understanding recruitment. Why that school recruiting you? Do you know why they recruiting you?
Right.
Nah, I don't. All right, you need to figure it out. Like it's kids that'll call you and say like, yo, I want to leave my school. Well, you didn't know that school before you went there? Nah, they don't understand. You getting recruited based off the way you being showcased, you know, on the circuit or in school. So that's what made me understand like positioning is important.
Right.
So you might have two guards. Yeah, y'all win everything together. But now when it comes to that recruitment thing, one of those guards is going to get hurt because he never played his natural position. Remember, I used to have arguments like that. Like, yo, look, listen, I ain't. Prime example, I want to bring it up because I brought it up. You know, last time we had an argument, not you, and it was like all the top little guards. We had Javon, Ja, Aaron Clark, Tyler, and Marquise Noel. Marquise at the time was at the bottom of the bunch.
And he's hot, man. He's at Little
and
Rock,
things are showcased. And there's no disrespect to none of these guys.
They all grinding right now.
What I said, everything came from situation. He was in the right situation. So now certain things change. Doesn't mean one player is better than the other. It's about how you do business. So Jersey taught me business. New York taught me this personal, having this personal, and it made me have hatred in me.
Wow.
So when I went to Jersey, I felt love. Like, man, listen.
And when you came back over here, so that's what made you, and for what a lot of people that don't understand you, it made you that way. And maybe that's how you come off, and maybe you know, like they have a saying, never judge a book by its cover if you never had a chance to open up the book and actually read a page or two.
That's a fact.
So we are giving you a chance to open up the book into Ike's page. He's you know, a super dope individual, you know, and
that's how Visionary started though. Honestly speaking, me coming back.
Visionary.
Because, you know, like I said,
we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. But going on right now, unfortunately, on MLK Day, and we're here right now in front of the legendary Gaucho's Gym that's been in existence for over 40-something years, I believe, 46 or something like that. Unfortunately, it was a shooting here. How do you feel about a shooting taking place inside the Gaucho's Gym and being so close to the youth? And what do you think we can do as the basketball community to prevent such things like this from happening again? Do you think the Gauchos should maybe intentionally invest in metal detectors?
Like, honestly speaking, I'll be honest. You know, this is the first time I share information. Like, my thing is more so like, we gotta boss up differently. Like, at the end of the day, like, I don't put no blame on anyone. You know, I don't put no blame on anyone. That's not my place. I'm not a prosecutor, detective, anything. So that's one thing I'm not gonna do. But what I would say is, like, I think when we have things in communities, whoever's having these things in communities, it go to show you that, like, yo, what I always try to tell these older guys, like, you gotta watch how you talk to the guys underneath us. Like, I came from that. Mind you, I'm 28. I'm not supposed to be doing 9 years in. I'm supposed to be saying, you know, maybe I think about helping some kids at this age in my life. So the thing is what I'm trying to tell most of these older guys is, like, that shit was a wake-up call for the community. You know, you from Brooklyn. I'm from the Bronx. You know, people from every other borough. We got shit going on everywhere.
I would be livid and I would be scared for anything to happen in my community back in Coney Island.
And this is what I'm trying to say. That's my argument, and that's what that's starting to show. Like, all these guys that walk around, these grown adults that walk around like too busy trying to be the man and the king of New York, like you say. So if you really the king, and these are your events and these things, if you the king, nobody will disrespect you that way.
That's right.
So you always got to know, like, listen, I'm going to do something in this neighborhood. I'm going to go through X, Y, and Z. I don't care what's going on. I got to make sure that shit dead when it comes to me. That's a sign of respect. That shows, like, man, I don't give a fuck about, you know, those. And that's the biggest thing I always tell people about. if you want to know how much respect you got, throw something in the middle of the hood.
That's right.
And figure out how much respect you got for yourself. Like we said, this is the first
All
time
love.
that ever happened.
All love.
Like we said, this is the first time we ever heard some shit like that.
First time in over 46 years.
So that show you the respect that people really have for, the establishment of people in general. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what it's really about. Like, if you have a certain type of respect, and we from the streets, like, there's no need to fabricate and sugarcoat.
Yeah.
When people respect you, OGs, young Gs, and all of that,
That's right.
no matter how they feel, they willing. That's
They
a
will
moral
not-
code.
They will not disrespect your
Exactly my
establishment.
point. So when you sit there, you say that, I don't know what happened, but
Right.
I'm just saying, like, to avoid situations like that, metal detectors, absolutely. I don't think anybody should be in here with any weapons because it's
Right, because it's a lot.
gym.
Right.
Absolutely. But I think not just gauchos, I think everywhere. You go to,
Right.
why put it in gauchos if you go to a Catholic school
Right.
and there's no metal detectors? You know what I mean? So it's like, however you put it, it can happen anywhere, any local gym, any of those things.
Right.
But just moving forward, I just think before you do events and stuff like that, make sure you can have an event.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, don't just think you're just gonna put work on somebody's block
Wow.
and think nobody gonna feel the type of way about that. You know what I mean? That's
No
how
doubt.
I approach
No
it.
doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. And going on, you touched on Visionary, basically. How did this is your the third year coming
Third
up
year.
with Visionary,
year.
and that's a very powerful,
Yeah, 2020 vision.
Yeah, 2020 vision, visionary to call yourself visionary because it's like you're seeing a lot that others are not, obviously.
Right.
Can you tell the people and inform them how did you come up with the name Visionary,
Yeah.
the idea, the color scheme? He had a super dope color scheme, very colorful. And where was the park that you did the Visionary game last summer 19?
All right. So first, I don't want to say I see things that people don't see. I'll just say I project it
Right.
quicker.
Okay.
Because I don't know what anybody sees.
Right.
I think some people do see, and most of the times I get it off of the energy.
Right.
I feed off.
Energy
Me personally,
attract.
I feel like I'm a visionary myself. And I never knew that. I was always told I had a gift, but I don't know what the gift was. I just felt like I wasn't shit.
Right.
So, but when I started seeing things and seeing things, I was taught speaking to existence. This universe is more powerful than we think it is,
anything.
based off of spiritual.
That's
So
right.
it's like, if you're genuine and you're serious about it, if you see something, you could be it. That was my whole thing. If you see, you could be it. 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 Then I started realizing I'm this kid from 149. Feel like he don't got shit.
Wow.
But when I'm around the middle class people, they love me. When I'm around these rich people, they love me. When I'm around my guys, they love me, but they hate me at the same time. But the thing I realized was I could relate to everybody. So I'm diverse.
Right.
I'm not one way. So I'm not biased. It's hard for me to be biased. You might say whatever you want, but the one thing is, I'm not racist, I'm not sexist, I'm not prejudiced, I'm not any of those things.
That's right.
So it's like, yo, if you have that type of heart, that purity inside of you,
That's right.
start showing that. You know what I mean?
right.
Fuck beef, fuck this, fuck the arguments. Eminem feel like Tyler better than your little man.
That's right.
That's
It
they
is what
feeling.
it is, and that's
when you
their
sit down, you
opinion.
talk to M, you tell him like, look, this is why I feel like this way, but look, I might be wrong, but you can add this to his game and it might help. And things like that, and that build relationships. So it was like, I started hearing that like, you move like a prophet. So now it's crazy. We did it Visionary Day this year in Hoops in the Sun. The reason why I did Hoops in the Sun,
And that's next to the beach.
it's
up here in
on the
Bronx.
beach. It's
On
actually
the
on
beach,
the
up
Orchard
in the Bronx,
Beach.
right.
Right?
We'll be there this year, Blink.
That's the last tournament I ever played organized basketball, since Neef died.
Your friend Neef.
Yeah, my
God
friend Neef.
bless.
So at 16, so I'm like, Joe Cruz and I always been close.
Right.
Like since, before, when I was
And
like
Joe
15,
Cruz,
the CEO,
the
Joe
CEO.
and Randy, they the CEOs of Hoops in the Sun.
Hoops in the Sun, okay.
But Joe always been like that big brother, that little guardian angel since I was a kid. Because
Right.
he knew me playing in his tournament.
Right.
I done won a championship playing in
Right.
there, won a championship coaching in there, outdoor event in his
And it was amazing, man.
Yeah, dope. I appreciate that.
From what I seen, the
Yeah.
pictures. I
Yeah.
mean, the way you did the backboard, the
Dope.
shirts.
Randy helped me with that. Randy Cruz,
Obviously,
he
the
did that
pictures
backboard.
with your mom.
yeah.
Yeah, everything was just such beautiful
So that's
thing.
why I'm gonna get into it. So my thing was, when you're growing up, like around basketball, I thought I had all these beefs and everybody. I hid my family for a long time. I hid the other story about me. So everybody thought my life was just basketball. Nobody understood the fight. So I'm like, yo, I'm a visionary. And part of being a visionary is like, Malcolm X's, Martin Luther King's,
right.
all these people. Stand up and fight for what you believe in. And that's what I believed in. I believed in unity in all these neighborhoods. that's really where Visionary came from, because that's how I started my first basketball team. I took people from every hood that people quote unquote said had issues and altercations and indictments.
brought them all
and I put them all
together.
on the same
Wow.
team, and they still friends to this day.
Wow.
So that was the goal that I made. Like, yo, look, listen, all this beef could go on. I don't care. Like,
That's right.
keep the kids
And
out
that
of
takes someone of strength
it. Yeah.
to stand
I
in
went
that
through a lot.
position.
I went through a lot, man.
Well, I know you did,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
And
I
you're a
went through a lot.
visionary, man.
Yeah.
And I just want to take the
And
time.
it's visionary without the eyes,
Right.
for a reason.
Right.
'Cause you know it's two eyes in visionary.
Mhm.
You know my name started with an I.
Aight.
Nickname and real name.
Right.
But I was like, but if I keep with the eyes, I want everybody to understand unity and diversity.
That's right.
And team. So
That's
you
right.
take the eyes out, you spell visionary the same way in the abbreviation, and it's still the same thing. You take the eyes out so nobody have no individual egos.
That's right.
That's really what it's about.
And listen, we here, man. Listen, and I want to thank you personally from the bottom of my heart, man, because you were one of them people, and you were telling me, bring it back, man. Bring the
Right.
Voice TV back, man.
Kids need it.
Bring the authentic, real, raw
Yep.
stuff back.
Because it's not biased.
And listen,
it's not biased. And the
that's what I
all
did.
the kids that's not top, they need something like this. They need an outlet. It's like it's like saying like there's no G League really to rap.
Mm-hmm.
There's no real G League to youth basketball. So it's like you might get all them top, I don't want to say no names. I'm cool with a
Yeah.
lot of those guys, those
Right.
top, videographers or the
Right,
highlight
but-
tapes.
but the
what about-
Voice TV,
but-
we are-
no, but those people also interview only those people because
Right.
it's clout and the
And we-
streaming and
we're-
help their
we're-
brand.
we're-
The Voice TV
we're
is
not-
genuine.
we're not trapped
He'll
in a
say,
box.
You know what? I
We're
like
not
this
trapped
kid
in a
on my
box
own.
here.
Like,
We're
yeah.
not trapped in a
Yeah,
box
that's
here.
what I'm saying. Like
We-
you'll
we-
say,
we-
yo, I like this kid right here.
I like a
and boom.
kid. I like, I
Yeah.
like you. You a man of empowerment, and you've empowered so many young guys, and I love you. Thank you for sharing your time with me and getting
Thanks
on the
for
Voice
having me.
TV, man, and coming here, man. And we up here at the legendary Bronx Gaucho's Gym. You hear the sneakers screeching inside.
You got two legends here, so
They
that's why we
ballin'.
have to do it there.
My man Jamel Thomas 530 just walked in the gym.
That's another
You
legend.
know, we here, man. Ike, I love you.
Love
Thank
you,
you,
bro.
man. Yo, and keep inspiring and keep motivating these kids, man. Word to mother, man. I love you, bro. They cleaned the city up, son.
All the young boys.
They cleaned the city up.
Gentrifying
They
everything.
gentrifying everything. They are. They coming. They coming. They coming. They coming. And they started right here. This is so close to Harlem, too.
You know what they doing?
They know what they doing, but they won't get the Gaucho's Gym.